In the quiet hours before sunrise, the grasslands rest beneath a pale silver glow. A soft breeze moves through the tall grass, carrying the faint scent of night-cooled earth. Somewhere in that stillness, a presence stirs, steady, patient, and grounded in ancient instinct. The lion does not rush. It listens, breathes, and waits for the land to speak. In this world, strength is not loud. It moves slowly, with a purpose shaped over thousands of years. The roar of a powerful male lion echoed across the early winter morning, his breath merging with the cold air and fading like a thin veil of mist, signaling the start of another bustling day of hunting. A lean pack of wild dogs tried to circle a few wildebeest, moving fast but failing to get close. The wildebeest stayed alert, ready to defend with their horns. Suddenly, a massive male lion charged like a storm, his mane glowing in the morning light. With a powerful burst, he sank his teeth into a wildebeest's neck, his strong front legs anchoring him and agile hind legs protecting his underbelly. The wild dogs held back, knowing this was no ordinary hunt. The lion's strength and authority ruled the grasslands. Heavy rain poured down over the vast savanna, each drop pounding the earth as the air grew still, almost as if the land itself was waiting for a shift to happen. From within a cluster of tall grass, a lioness emerged. Her frame was low and supple, yet every step carried the certainty of a creature shaped by countless challenges. This moment wasn't driven by haste, but by the patience earned through years of surviving under open skies. Then, guided by an unspoken instinct, the lioness began to accelerate, not in a reckless burst, but in a steady, confident rhythm. The distance between her and the wildebeest narrowed, little by little. The lone wildebeest tried to speed up, but being separated from its herd left it without a safe direction to run. And just like that, it collapsed completely beneath the claws of a true predator. Within the structure of a lion pride, the lionesses are the very soul of daily survival. They raise the cubs, defend the territory together, and serve as the backbone of every hunt. Each one carries her own experience, and when combined, the entire pride functions like a complete network of knowledge, unity, and a deep sense of responsibility passed down through generations. The ground of the high plateau stretched out under the pale late afternoon sunlight, and the air carried a hint of chill from the mountain wind. A female puma was stalking a lone guanaco. She pressed herself low against the earth, each step blending almost perfectly into the color of the dry grass. Even someone watching her through a lens would find it hard to believe a predator was gliding through the scene so silently. In the distance, a fully grown guanaco grazed, tall, sturdy, and almost twice the size of the hunter behind it. Its breaths were slow and steady, carrying the calm spirit of animals born to the open mountain wind. It remained absorbed in grazing until the predator lunged forward and clamped onto its neck. In the brief moment the puma adjusted her grip, the guanaco reacted first. It twisted its body sharply, its long neck arching with the power of a natural lever. With that sudden burst of agility, it flung the puma off course as if guided by pure survival instinct. The female puma landed on her feet in full control, her soft limbs absorbing the impact instantly. Her breathing was deep but steady, Without hesitation, she regained her balance and forced her opponent to the ground once more.
Si quieres sacarle una foto allá, si quieres lo rodeas.
The young male lions of the Nkoyanai pride dug fiercely into the earth, using both their claws and the weight of their bodies to widen the mouth of a burrow. They knew well, if they could catch even one young warthog, it would be a worthy prize after such a difficult day of hunting. The young lions kept at it, again and again squeezing into the burrow, dragging out dirt with their teeth and claws, but still couldn't reach the prey hiding deep in the darkness. One by one, they grew tired and gave up, all except one. That single lion kept digging with unwavering persistence. Finally, with one forceful slam into the ground, he broke open the entrance the others had struggled with for long, useless minutes. And at that moment, the diligent lion ended the hunt with a clean, confident bite. A truly well-earned reward for relentless effort. Outside of migration season, hunts became far more challenging, and the lions of the Mara Plains had to try their luck with prey hidden underground. Warthog burrows turned into true tests of strength, patience, and daring.
Maybe the water might be there, so we're gonna stick with them and see.
But warthogs were not easily subdued. They dug deep, twisting tunnels and defending themselves with sudden, powerful charges. A brave lioness from the pride stepped forward, her eyes bright, muscles taut yet fluid, ready to face the challenge beneath the earth. Inside the burrow, a large warthog, quick and agile, struggled to escape, but the predator's focus and determination were relentless. The warthog thrashed in a final effort, yet against the lioness's strength, speed, and persistence, its chances were nearly hopeless. The African buffalo is one of the largest animals on the continent. A fully grown individual can weigh between 1,100 and 2,200 pounds, and paired with their muscular build are sharp, imposing horns. When gathered in a herd, their combined strength becomes truly formidable. A herd of hundreds of buffalo spotted a pair of lions resting under the shade of a tree. They advanced, using their sheer weight and numbers to intimidate, seemingly intent on teaching the predators a lesson about crossing them.
No, don't.
At first, the buffalo's collective strategy seemed effective, creating a palpable pressure. Every step thudded with power, each muscle taut as if asserting their dominance over the land. But the lions, rulers of the savannah, relied on more than brute strength. The large male lion slowly turned, eyes bright and stance unwavering, and stepped onto an open patch of ground. With a single, fluid motion and a calm breath, he exuded an overwhelming authority. The buffalo halted, then gradually retreated, recognizing that challenging the king of the grasslands was a risk too great to take. When the opportunity arose, the male lion advanced with flawless strategy, luring a buffalo into the swampy area, where he could control both the space and the movements of the herd. The buffalo resisted, using its strength to push back, but the lion's calm, speed, and commanding presence gradually wore down his opponent. The midday savanna grew unusually noisy. A large clan of hyenas arrived, their shrill calls echoing across the plains, stirring everything in their path. They targeted the lion's well-prepared feast, taking advantage of the absence of a fully grown male lion. Fearless, the hyenas relied on their numbers and noise as a strategy, harassing and attempting to steal the meal. Chaos reigned, prey scattered, and it seemed as if control had been lost. But the arrival of the male lion completely changed the atmosphere. From afar, his muscular body and dark mane stood out against the dry grass. Each step was calm yet commanding, his gaze fixed on every hyena. Simply by being there, the male lion exerted immense pressure, forcing the hyenas to proceed with caution. Some members of the hyena clan found themselves in a dangerous situation, and the entire group had to respond. They risked themselves, using speed, agility, and loud calls to rescue their companions from the male lion's wrath. They understood the boundaries, yet still stood up to protect one another, demonstrating that in the wild, strength is not just about muscle, it's also about courage and unity. The leopard is one of the most successful cats of the savanna, yet even master predators have moments of lowered vigilance. This leopard was resting, its body relaxed, unaware that the sharp eyes of a male lion had spotted it from afar. Step by step, the lion approached slowly, almost blending into the dry grass, preparing for a carefully planned approach. This kudu currently holds a new world record for its long jump. A remarkably intelligent animal, it knew that running at that speed on the road could make it slip, so it did the next best thing, leaping over a car to escape the lion's pursuit. A young elephant wandered alone in a watering hole. Solitary individuals like this are especially vulnerable, lacking the protection of the herd. From a distance, a male lion and a lioness approached, eyes focused, bodies poised to react. The male lion, with his muscular build and innate authority, always concealed his true strength, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When that moment came, he executed a precise strategy. With a single impact from his hind legs, the young elephant lost its balance and toppled to the ground. Across the savanna and marshes of the Masai Mara, a massive hippopotamus moved silently, its enormous body showing clear signs of fatigue. It seemed to have endured a chaotic night, perhaps from conflicts with lions or even with others of its kind. But now, the patience and strength of the Topi lions, apex predators, had pushed the hippo to its limits.
They're like, why you come so late? It was a job, it was an effort. They're like, not sure he can manage him alone, but they're the cousin. Guys, let's sit down together and let's have a meal.
Across the Masai Mara grasslands, two Mara lions, both strong, both ambitious, quickly stepped into an inevitable confrontation. Not out of hatred, not over territory. Simply because the meal before them was too valuable to ignore. And while the two lions were busy asserting dominance over the feast, the small jackals behind them began inching closer, hoping that even a single moment of distraction would give them a chance at a bite to survive. No scene on the savanna is more intense than the clash between lions and buffalo. A tightly coordinated pride had managed to isolate a calf from the herd's protective circle. The roars of lions mixed with the deep bellows of the buffalo, painting a picture of chaos and suffocating tension.
Push it again.
Then, in a sudden turn, the herd rallied. The adults charged forward with unyielding determination, intent on rescuing the young from the predator's jaws. Yet a lion's hunting instinct does not let go so easily. As the moment slipped away, they pressed on, relentlessly pursuing the calf. Each step closer, each strike more determined. In the end, the youth of the calf could not outlast the persistence of seasoned hunters. While a buffalo herd is usually a solid, united force, there are times when an individual strays too far. That is when cunning predators seize the opportunity. A lone buffalo, no longer shielded by the strength of the herd, became a free meal for the lions.
Then I guess it's better.
Amid the low shrubs, a lioness lay in silent ambush, each step as light as air, her eyes locked onto an unsuspecting target. The warthog remained absorbed in its foraging, until the moment when the entire savanna seemed to hold its breath. Then, in a flash, the lioness sprang forth, shooting like an arrow from the bow. Her strike was precise before the prey's legs could even react. It was subdued. Silence settled once more, broken only by the steady, powerful breath of the victor. In the dim light of morning, the lions waited patiently. Before them stood an old termite mound, where a warthog had found refuge. Guided by its survival instinct, it hid deep in the darkness, hoping to escape the watchful eyes of predators. Three lions worked in perfect coordination. They were in no hurry, knowing that time always favored the patient. As one crouched low, reaching its paw into the crevice, the other two pulled with force. Dirt scattered, claws tore at the earth, and together the trio strained as if in a tug of war, determined to drag their prey from its hiding place. Nothing compares to the ferocity of battles between lions. On the barren savanna, where the wind mingles with the dust of grass, the echoes of a clash have lasted nearly 3 hours. 3 full-grown male lions savagely charged at the intruder. A young lion whose eyes still carried a glimmer of hope despite a body covered in wounds. Again and again, the 3 rulers returned, carrying with them the shadow of fate. The young lion, though exhausted, let out a hoarse roar, as if trying to hold on to every last breath. Strangely enough, from afar came the heavy footsteps of elephants, and the quiet presence of hippos by the water's edge, as though they were trying to delay destiny for the weak. When the 3 dominant lions returned for the final time, the battle ended in heavy silence. For them, it was power and the assertion of territory. For the young one, it was a courageous journey, though defeated. It remained complete in the meaning of life. One disastrous misstep led the leopard straight into the lion's encirclement. The lionesses moved with a deadly grace, closing the gaps and forcing the leopard to brace itself for survival. It extended its claws, fending off with desperate swipes, yet the battle was entirely in favor of the Nitsavu pride. From every direction, relentless strikes rained down, turning the fight into a swift and overwhelming domination. Trapped in a shallow swamp, far from the safety of deeper waters, the crocodile suddenly became the target of a pride of lions. It thrashed violently, jaws snapping in fierce counterattacks, but the lion's tight coordination rendered every effort useless. The turning point came when Princess, a collared lioness under observation, suddenly leapt onto the reptile's back. With razor-sharp teeth, she sank her bite deep into its neck, pinning the crocodile down. Moments later, the full weight of the pride pressed upon it. In the tense struggle that followed, the crocodile finally succumbed to their overwhelming power. A lone hyena wandered into the sight of a fully grown male lion. No longer the chaos of an entire clan, but a tense one-on-one encounter. The lion moved slowly yet regally, each step closing in on a creature often regarded as one of the most stubborn rivals in the wild. The hyena growled, baring its sharp teeth, trying to maintain distance. But the lion's overwhelming power left it with few options. In just a few fleeting moments, the lion's roar drowned out the hyena's feeble resistance. At last, the cunning beast could fight no more. Two lions pinned down a wildebeest. Weighing nearly 500 pounds, the wildebeest thrashed wildly, its horns striking in furious resistance, each impact echoing across the dry plains. Yet against the strength of the two predators, it was gradually forced to the ground, its labored breaths breaking in fragments. On the cracked, dry plains, two grown wildebeests locked horns in a fierce battle. Their clash sent dust spiraling into the air, echoes of impact spreading across the land. Both poured every ounce of strength into the fight, unaware that a predator was closing in. From behind, a lioness crouched low, silently crawling through the golden grass. She waited with patience for the perfect moment. As the thunder of clashing horns filled the air, she struck, leaping suddenly, driving her weight into the flank of one wildebeest. Claws dug deep, jaws clamped tight around its throat. With each determined breath, she tightened her grip, pouring all her strength into the kill. In an instant, it was over. One wildebeest collapsed, while the other fled in panic across the open plain. A male kudu approached the water's edge, carrying enough weight to feed an entire pride of lions for days. Yet it was precisely this abundance that made it a target. Only an hour earlier, the lionesses and their pride had eaten their fill, but instinct still drove them to seize the opportunity. As the kudu lowered its head deep into the narrow trough, its vision obscured, it had only its ears to rely on. That was the moment the lioness had been waiting for. She remained still, letting the silence itself become a weapon, then struck in an instant. A swift and precise attack turned carelessness into a fatal mistake. Single-handedly bringing down the massive prey, the lioness secured a great reward for the entire pride. A zebra had just endured a harrowing encounter with a crocodile in the river. Before it could catch its breath, other predators appeared. In a heart-stopping moment, two lions seized the opportunity, leaping from their hiding spot to snatch the prey. At the edge of a waterhole, a lioness spotted a seemingly abandoned baby hippo. Its small, trembling legs made it an easy target. The lioness immediately lunged, sinking her teeth into the young one. Just a few hundred feet away, an adult female hippo heard faint cries. Weighing up to 3,000 pounds, she charged like a living wall. The lioness's carefully laid plans suddenly became fragile. Confronting a full-grown hippo is a high-risk choice, even for a top predator. Instinct forced the lioness to retreat, choosing survival over stubbornly holding onto a meal. In the quiet stillness of early morning, the lioness moved like a shadow. The pads of her feet barely touched the soft grass, making almost no sound. This ability made her the ninja of the wild, a master of stealthy approach. Ahead, an impala grazed, its ears flicking occasionally, but showing no real awareness. The lioness held her breath patiently, inching closer with each step. A perfectly timed leap allowed her to successfully capture her prey. From patient steps to decisive moments, this great cat reminds us of the delicate balance between opportunity and challenge. In the world of lions, every moment carries weight. It is calmness and perseverance that forge true strength. If this story resonates with you, leave a comment to share your thoughts. Hit like to spread it, share so your friends can experience it too, and subscribe to join us on the next journeys.